see my screen, kindly type a Y in the comment section. I'm sharing my screen currently. If you can see my screen, please just drop a Y in the comment section so we all know we're on the same page. If you can see my screen, kindly type a Y. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So yes, this is what you see when you log in into you type www.max.com. As you can see up here, www.max.com. This is the home page you see when you type www.max.com. If you look at the top right corner here, there is a member login button, of which when you click on, it takes you directly to where you input your username and password. I'll use a dummy account to do this demonstration. So then I click login after putting my username and password. If you want to keep, if you want the browser to have memory of your username and password, so you don't have to type it all the time, you can just click on remember me. So there we have it. This is how the new VO looks like. This is how it looks. And before we go on with the registration process, I'd like to acknowledge some of the few features that have been added to the VO. Just like the old VO, we have a 3-month preview of volumes and rank progression shown down here beautifully. And also, you can click on this button to view commissions, the volumes that are displayed up here for you to see. There's also a very beautiful feature that gives you constant updates on your team members. If your team member registers someone, for instance, there is a news update here that gives you constant updates on if your team member registers someone, if they hit a rank, if they do an auto ship, it gives you constant updates here. So I think this will go a very long way because this is the first screen you see when you log in into the new VO. So you know that, okay, your team member has done a registration. Go ahead and congratulate them or welcome the new registration onto the team. Moving on, we had the slides back in the old VO, but it's also here. And the amazing thing is that if you see any slide here, any of these slides, you can actually click on it to see more. So if it's a match beauty slide, it's the compound slide, if it's the cell duty slide, product slide, you can just click on anywhere on the slide for you to see more. So if it's a comp plan, you can actually click on it, the comp plan here. You can actually click on it to get a soft copy of the comp plan. An amazing thing is you can also download it onto the device you are using currently. Moving on, these are the major keys that we have here: product, my team, my snapshot button, my commission, and then the enroll button. Of course, we're going to go through all these buttons and what they do, what their functions are, or what you can achieve when you click on any of these buttons. But I would like to start with the enrollment button because this is a major task we all perform when we are registering people. So we click on enroll, and this pops up, basically asking us the type of the type of registration we want to do, as to whether we want to enroll an associate or enroll a preferred customer. And so we are going to go ahead and click enroll associate, and this also pops up asking us if we want to select placement manually or use placement preferences. This is basically asking us to select if we want to place this new enrollment manually or we want to use placement preferences. Now, I'd urge everybody to select placement preferences. Sorry, select placement manually so that you are able to place the new enrollment either on the left or on the right leg in a way that will support your business or help your business grow faster. With that being clicked on, it takes you directly to the binary tree. And there we have it. This is the binary tree. So you can look whether you want to place this person on the left or on the right. For the sake of people who are just joining us today, if you have a very large team and your tree looks very big, um, you can actually scroll in to see the last person on the left or on the right. As we all know, if you're doing registrations, you need to place the new enrollment um, on the last button or on under the last person on the leg you choose, either the left or the right. So if you have a wide, I mean, if you have a wide tree where there are a lot of people, if you scroll to the bottom, the last person on the bottom left or the bottom right, it will show you either add or expand. Now, if it says expand, it means that there are more people on that leg, so you can click expand to see more. Now, someone may ask, so anytime I want to do a registration and I want to place the person on the last person on the left, does that mean that I have to keep on clicking expand, expand, expand till I get to the person? I believe the answer is no, because the new VO has been made simple for all of us to use. So as you can also see, there's this button here where you can click on and it gives you options to either place the person on the left button or the right button. So the moment you click on the quick placements right button, it takes you all the way down to the last person, or it automatically places the person under the last person on the right. We had a couple of questions yesterday about this, saying that in a case where you want to place someone on your inner leg, say you want to place the person on your right leg all right, but you don't want to place it on the outer leg. You want to place it on the inner leg. And your team is quite large, so you don't see the last person on your right or the leg you are supposed to place the person on. And you want to place the person on the inner leg. If you click on this button, would the system automatically place the person on the inner leg or on the outer leg? Now, the right way to do is we always place enrollment on the right outer leg. So the system automatically places the person on the outer leg as I'm hovering over here, not on the inner leg. So in case by your choice or standards, you want to place the person on the inner leg, you can scroll down, click expand to go to the last person on the right and then place the new enrollment on the inner leg. So I'll go ahead, maybe I want to place this person on my right. I'll go ahead and click quick placement right, bottom right, and then it should place the person on my bottom right. Now this pops up basically asking you if you want to enroll someone or just buy product. Now you click on yes to say that you want to enroll someone, and it should take you directly to the enrollment process. So there we have it. There we have it. First of all, you need to select product, and then you can continue from there with the enrollment process. Now, beautiful thing is you realize that there's a wide range of products that have been listed here. The more you scroll down, the more you see all of them. So there you have it. Wide range of products. So any of the products that you want, you can just click on it. Remember that during making a choice of products, that is not what is going to, that doesn't mean that this is the exact product you're going to buy. This is just a part of the registration process to to be able to generate an ID for you. So I can select any product, I select this one, and if I want to move to the next step, I must say that if you're using a desktop or a laptop, there's a checkout button up here, or there's also a checkout button down here. So whichever one you're closer to, you don't have to scroll all the way up or down to click checkout. You click continue to checkout, and that should take you to the next step, which is basically asking you information about the person you are enrolling, the new enrollments that you are doing. Now, these details are still there because yesterday I used these details to do training registration for people to see. And I like this fact about the new VO, because it has some kind of retentive feature that keeps data that you logged into, and say maybe you logged out or left and did something else. If you come back, your information will still be there. So there we have it. We have to put the enrollers, or the person we are coming to enroll. We have to put their details inside. So their name, their phone number, their email. In this case, I'll just use Max. And you notice that if I put in the details and the system accepts it, it takes screen here showing you that your input was accepted by the system. Now, date of birth, you can input it manually or select this calendar here to select the date. Now, you can toggle through the calendar and see the month and the years that you can choose. So you can scroll all the way up, select the year. And then select a month, finally select the date. And also an email. So you put your new enrollment email here. In this case, I'll put mine. Okay. So you realize that the moment you put a valid email, it checks green. And if it doesn't check green, it means that your submission has not been accepted. So you need to check it and put a valid email. So you repeat that down here and put the person's phone number. So this is just the phone number. You might as well, if you have a different phone number, you can put it down here as well. Okay, so now you have to input a username and password for your new enrollment, with which they can use to log in into the back office. So in this case, you need to select a username and password for it. Now I'll just put it in there and see if the system was accepted. Okay, there we have it. The system has accepted it, and also a password. So I put a password and see if the system will accept that password. It says the password must be at least 8 to 16 characters, containing both upper and lowercase letters, and also at least one special character. Spaces are not allowed. So we realize that there are specifications that we need to follow. So it needs to include capital letters and small letters, and also special characters, say like an exclamation mark or a question mark. And that should do it. So if you have that done, you repeat the same password just to confirm that you know what you're doing. And there we have it. We move on to the next step, which is basically asking us more information about the new enrollment. You have to repeat the name and then address. I'll go ahead and use the office's address. Select the city, Accra, and then the state as well, Greater Accra region. And then you have to check this button that says that I agree with the terms and conditions of registration. And this is basically asking you the same information that is asking you up here, billing information, the same as the shipping information. So you can just check this button down here to bring down the same information that you entered up there. and it should take you to the next step. You have to click checkout down here to move to the next step. So review order, you click on it, and it should take you to the next step. So you realize that it gives you information on the sponsor, their name, and you can go ahead and click process order. Before that, you need to agree with the associate agreement policy. So you click agree, and it gives you the go ahead to click process order. So that should take a while to load, depending on your internet connectivity. But there we have it. Should show. Shows you a congratulatory message that shows you that your registration has gone through successfully. Gives you the max ID as well, and all other details that you require. Now, that is it for the registration process in the new VO. It is super easy, and I would urge everybody to try their hands on this registration process to at least have a fair idea of how it is done. Um, for all people who are just joining us today, thank you so much for joining us. That was just the registration process demonstrated nicely. If you want to do a registration process, you can try your hands on it in the new virtual office so that we all get conversant with the new VO. Um, if there are any questions before we move on, if there are any questions, if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, if there's a particular task you want to know how to execute on the new virtual office or even on the old virtual office, you can just raise your hand. We'll give you the opportunity to talk. And remember, it's an interactive session. We are here for you, and we are all learning. So please, if you have a question, raise your hand, and we'll give you the opportunity to talk. Okay, so if there are no further questions or suggestions, I'd like to go ahead and move on to the next topic. But before I go on, please reach out to all your team members, all your associate friends, and tell them that the meeting is ongoing, the training is ongoing. They should join us so that they at least they get a fair idea of how the new VO works, and also so they can try their hands on it. I was making mention of the fact earlier that the old VO will be shutting off soon, so we all need to get conversant with this new VO so that it will be easier for all of us when we are using it. If there are no questions, I'll just go ahead and share my screen so that everybody will see our next topic. Hello, I hope everyone can hear me. Sorry, I just realized that my mic was muted the whole time. So I'll go over it again. I hope everyone can see my screen as I'm sharing it currently. I'll go over it from, I don't know where it stopped, but I'll go over it from my snapshot. So sorry about that, guys. I was talking about my snapshot button, where you can access most of the things that you need in the view. It's a broad place. So I'll click on it so we all see how my snapshot button looks. Um, this is how my snapshot button looks. So first of all, it gives you an account overview of everything that is going on in your account. You realize that you see the max ID of the account that you are currently in. And it also gives you a 3 month preview of volumes and rank progression, and also gives you detailed activity that is going on in your team. So you have constant updates on people and what they are doing in your team. Now, if you realize that if an account is registered or if any of your team members does a registration, that's auto-ship or hits a rank in your team, you are constantly notified here. And you can close the notifications once you are done reading them so that you can get more notifications to read. Um, there's also the commissions button here where you can access commissions um, or a history of your commissions that you have had. I was making mention of the fact that you can also know if you are qualified for team commissions, matching check bonus, prime bonus, any of the types of commissions that are here by just toggling through the months that you want. Say you want to check the commissions you had for April or say for the previous month, you can just click on this button here to go to the previous month or to the next month or to the current month with this button. Now, I was saying that it's a lot more easier for you to find out if you're qualified for these commissions by just viewing this page, because it will tell you if you are qualified or not. Now, you can click on this button to see more about that commission. First of all, if you click on this button, it gives you a preview of how close you are to achieving this commission and also the requirements that you need to be able to get or earn this commission. Now, if you look here, it says personal volumes. First of all, to earn team commissions, you must have had personal volumes of 100 PV and above, at least a minimum of 100 PV. So if you have 70, you realize that this bar loads up to 70%. So you know that, okay, you've got 30% more to go. Or second requirement for team commissions is that you must have had at least one personally enrolled active on your left and one personally enrolled active on your right as well. So that shows you that, okay, these are the requirements that I need to achieve before earning team commission. Same applies to matching check bonus. Same applies to prime bonus. You can close this or minimize this by clicking on the arrows and then open another one. Say if you want to know how close you are to achieving prime bonus or perhaps what you need to do to achieve or earn prime bonus. Now you see that there's level 1 here, and level 1 requires that the first requirement of prime bonus level 1 is that you need to be at least a qualified senior associate. Now you realize that it tells you that if you don't achieve senior associate, you can't receive prime bonus level 1, and also your first generation volumes should also add up to 500 volumes. As you can see here, it says 0 out of 500. If you have, say, 300 out of 500, it will also let you know from here. If you have, say, 100 out of 500, it will also let you know from here. So you know what to do to get the prime bonus level 1. And also the third requirement that you need to get to prime bonus level 1 is personally enrolled active, at least 3 personally enrolled active on your tree. So you can get prime bonus level 1. If you want to check the requirements for level 2, you can click on this second button right here, and then it gives you all the requirements for prime bonus level 2 and level 3 as well. With that being said, if you want to know about weekly commissions too, you can drop down on this and then you see when orders were processed, or when weekly orders that deserve weekly commissions were processed, and when you are expecting to get this commission. Now there is a round circle that shows in white. That would be on the calendar on the dates that you process the order, and then in blue on the dates that you should be expecting the commission. So say if it's on the 10th that you process that order, it will show a white circle up here. You see it very clear and vivid. And then if there's a blue, say you're supposed to receive that commission for that order on the next Wednesday, which is the 14th, you should see that blue button on that date. So that is it for commissions. You can also access the My Team button from here. Now, the moment you click on it, you can also access your binary tree from here. I was saying earlier on in our trainings that this is a more improved version of our old VO. So it's similar to the old VO, but there have been more adjustments that have been made to make work easier for all of us. Now, if you realize there's the My Team button here, and you can view all your team members from down here, and then also see their name, current rank, binary leg, their PV, their binary tree CV, and so on and so forth. There's this beautiful feature that I'd like to acknowledge about this new VO, where you can add or subtract columns from this. All the columns you see here say a report has been drawn for me, giving me all my team members with their names and their information. But there's a particular information that is not there, say their phone number or their max ID. You want to have access to their max IDs or their phone number, or perhaps the country that they are in. You can just check that button and then it should come up. So I'll check my max ID button and see if it comes up in the columns. So there's the name, there's the rank, current rank, and then the max ID shows up here as well. So it's a lot more easier to do a lot of things in this new VO, as you can see. I'll be moving on to some other features like the active enroller tree filter here that lets you filter your tree in whichever way you want. You can filter your tree by the tree level or the enrollment date or even the account type, paid as rank, pin rank, and also personal volumes, country, and some other stuff. So you can say you want to filter your tree by tree level. Let's take it tree level. You can check this button right here. Now, the moment you check this button, you realize that there's another filter here that is asking you to select the level of your tree that you want to filter from. So you want to filter your first level tree, you can just click on that and then it will filter that for you easily. There are other things that you can achieve by doing this. I was making mention of the fact earlier that some people might have a very large team of people, a lot of people in their team, so they might not be able to scroll all the way down to look for particular associates or preferred customers. You can do that downline search here in the search button by using their max ID or their name to search for them. Amazing thing is you can also access all your orders from here. As you can see, if you click on the orders button here, you will see all of them. And like I said, this is a dummy account, so you will not see more activity going on here, but there we have it. In case you have more than 10 orders, you can adjust the entries by 25, 50, or 100 orders per display. So if you increase it and you have more than 50 orders, you might cap it so you can increase it to 100 and it will show all your honors for you. So there we have it. That is the My Snapshot button. Apologies for earlier when my mic was off, but I hope everyone has a fair idea of how this My Snapshot button works. Please, if you have a question, please feel free to go ahead and ask. You can just raise your hand. I'll give you the chance to talk. Please feel free. If there's a question, we'll be moving on to our next topic. If you have any particular thing you want to know how to do on the new video, kindly just ask. Just raise your hand. Feel free to ask. Your questions and suggestions are welcome. And also remember that the new video is still a work in progress. Your suggestions, your input is really important to us. So the more you give us the input, the more we try as much as possible to make adjustments to suit your input. Kindly raise your hand if you want to talk. Kindly raise your hand if you have any question. Kindly raise your hand if you have any input. It would be great to have your input. If you don't want to talk, so kindly put it in the comment section and I'll read it out for everyone to hear. And also, if you have a team member who is not currently on the call, kindly reach out to them, let them join us. So at least they have a fair idea of how the new VO works. Please reach out to any of your team members. So they can join us so we move on together. If you have any team members or associate friends, kindly send them a link to this call so that we join together. Okay, if there are no further questions, I'd like to go ahead and okay, great. We have a question from Dr. Chi. Mr. Chi is asking if this means that the old VO has been disabled. No, the old VO is still available for everyone to use. If you want to use the old VO, you have freedom to do that. You can use the old VO. If you want to use the new VO, you can also use that. So both VOs are available to use. And if you want to access the old VO, you can type www.mymaxoffice.com. And then if you want to use the new VO, it's www.max.com. So you can access that from there. Both VOs are available. But like I was saying, it's best we all try as much as possible to get conversant with the new VO. If you've not been there, please try as much as possible to just go there, play around with it. We'll be having these training calls from time to time, at least once or twice a month. So if there's any call like this coming up, we'll share it on all the platforms so you are aware and join us. So that we'll be discussing issues pertaining the new VO and how it's going with everybody that is using it. So there's another question. Nelson, I can't quite get your question. If you can unmute your mic to talk, I'll be very grateful.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hello, Jacob. Good afternoon.
Yes, Nelson. Good afternoon.
Yeah, so I was asking whether in the new view you are shown the amount you expected to be paid as in the old view.
Oh, we are talking about commissions. Yes, it's the same thing. You are shown the amount that you are expecting or your earnings that you are supposed to receive. You are shown in the new view at the commission side. If you would give me a chance to share my screen. So if you go to my commissions button, I hope everybody can see my screen. I believe everybody can see my screen. Kindly type a Y if you can see my screen. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So there's a real-time commission here that shows you all the commissions that you're supposed to receive. But as I said earlier, this is a dummy account, so you might not see much going on here. But if it was your account, you'd see the real-time commission that you're supposed to earn over here, showing in green, as I've highlighted in blue. I hope this answers your question, please, Nelson.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Please, if you have any question pertaining, anything you want to know how to do in a new view, any question, any suggestion, please feel free to ask or write it down in the comment section. Or you can raise your hand so we unmute you to talk. Remember, it's an interactive session, and your input is very important to us. Please feel free to ask anything that you want to ask. Okay, so if there are no further questions, I would like to move on to the next topic. Is the commissions aspect. I like to do a quick review on this. There's the comp plan here. I'm currently sharing my screen. I hope everybody can see my screen. There's comp plan button here. If you click on this button, you get access to the soft copy of the comp plan, and you can actually download this comp plan onto the device that you are using currently. And also, there's been this graph specially made for associates to see their commissions and how it's going over the months or over the years. Now, assuming this was a active account that has been receiving commissions, you see the money's lined up in cedis or in naira, depending on which country you are logged on to. You see it here, say from 50 cedis or from basically 0 to like a 5,000, 10,000, depending on how your commissions are. And the graph is supposed to show you how your commissions has been, if it's been on the rise or on the low, and for which month it went up or for which month it went down. You should see all of that here in the graph here. So I believe this is going to go a long way to help associates know how their business is faring or how their business has been faring over the months. Their commissions are shooting up to the apex or coming down. They would know from the graph here. And as you can see, the months are displayed here. So you know that, okay, in this month, I end up to 4,000 cedis or 300 cedis or 200 cedis. And in this month, I declined to this amount. In this month, I went up to this amount. And in this month, I'm declining to this amount. So you have a fair idea of how your business is going over the years or over the months. Moving on, I'll go back to the home page just by clicking on this button right here, and it should take me back to the home page where I can move on to any button I want to. But before we go on, I'd like to acknowledge the fact that there are these buttons here that you can quickly hover over to see more about the new VO. Now, if you want to access my commissions, it's also here. If you want to access my theme binary key, my orders, account overview, and account settings, it's also here. Now, I'd like us to dive into the account overview. This is basically there to show you, give you more information on your account, and want to change your profile photo on your account, you can do that by clicking on this change profile button here. And you have your achievements down here. If you've achieved any rank, it will show you down here. Gives you the max ID, your enroller name, whether your account is a balance build account or it's currently on left leg or right leg. I believe most of the people understand what balance build is. Placement preference options are basically where your registrations would automatically go, assuming that you made during the registration selected placement preferences. Now, if it's on balance build, it means that the system automatically places your enrollments one on the left, one on the right, one on the left, one on the right, in that order. But if you select build left only or build right only, it means all your placements will be going to the right or to the left. So you know how your placement preference is or currently is, you can change that in your settings. Or see any ambassador to help you do that. You can also get access to your account settings here, order history, and then my team also here. So this is the account overview. This is just to show you how your account looks like or what is going on in your account. Now we have the account settings button, beautiful account settings button here, where you can do a little changes. Say if you want to change your email, if you want to change your phone number. What you can change is the name on the account, some other things that you might want to change. There are little chances of changing that. Your country, you can't change that unless you request for that from the office. Now, like to move on. There's the product button here. If you hover over it, it gives you more insight on all the products that we have. Now, if you want more information on switch weight management, you can click on this and give you more information on switch. There's a shop button here as well. If you want to go ahead and do like a registration or buy products, if anyone is new at on the site or on the new VO, they can click on this to buy products themselves. Now there are events button here that can give you access to the event calendar, promotions that are upcoming, international convention. When you click on this button, you can get information on international conventions that are coming up or that have been already made, and also how it is going. Associate recognition button is also here. This is a beautiful feature that has been added. If you click on associate recognition, you see more recognitions that are going on in Max Worldwide. So recognition is here. All the people who have been able to attain significant success in the business are here. And if you want your picture here, you know what to do. Everybody is here. Everybody who has hit significant ranks are also here. So there you have it. This is the recognition button, and there's more to it. If you hover over tools, there's a resource library that I like so much. If you go into this resource library, you get access to documents, images, videos on the business. If you want to use them for marketing purposes or advertisement purposes, you can download and can always come here to download any of the videos. There are videos of events that we've had in the past, and there are all sorts of videos here. As you can see, there are lots and lots of videos you can go through to see more, more videos, and there are images as well you can download. Say if you want a picture of Saudi box or any product at all, you see that here. You can click on it to download this picture as well. There's Max logo in black, Max gives back logo. There's a lot of pictures here that you can get access to and download. Moving on, I'd like to make mention of the fact that there are as well that you can get access to some of the simple documents that you might need, like the 70 correction form. You can see that from here. Bear in mind, if you want to download the 72-hour correction form, you can come here and download it, but there are other languages that are attached to it. So if you look here, it says EN, which stands for English. And there's FR maybe for French, but you see all of that here. So you can just check and be sure of what you are downloading before you download them. Since the video is a video that everyone is using. So there you have it. That is a little about new view and how it looks. If there are any questions, please go ahead and ask. If you have any suggestions, if there's any particular thing you want us to demonstrate or tackle, we can do that before we move on. If there are any questions, if there are any suggestions, please feel free to ask or raise up your hand to raise up your head. We'll ask you to unmute so that we'll hear you. Hello, everybody. Good morning once again. This is the video training. If you have any question, if you have any suggestion, if there's anything you want us to talk about before we go, kindly go ahead and unmute yourself or raise your hand so that we give you the opportunity to talk. And if you don't want to talk, you can write it in the comment section and we'll be glad to attack that issue for you. All questions and feedback is very important to us. So kindly let us know how your user experience has been if you've already used the new VO, and if you haven't, if you have any questions or if there's anything that you want us to attack before we go ahead, please just feel free to do that. Thank you, Nelson and Mutape. Mr. Chi, if there's any question, if you have any question, please feel free. Do not hesitate. Samuel Sapong, Eric Amusa, Precious, Molly. Molly has been doing good. Molly, Nelson Ametape, and Eric Amusa. They've been doing so well. Precious as well. They've been on the call since we started, and then they've been constant with us all the time. So thank you so much, guys, for sticking and staying with us throughout this training. All questions and suggestions are welcome, please. I believe there's not much to do today. We've tackled almost everything about the new VO. And if I'm leaving anything out, kindly draw my attention to it. If I'm leaving anything thing I would kindly draw my attention to it, because we've tackled the snapshot button, my commissions button, my team button, the process, the product as well. If you click on this product button, it gives you a wide range of all Max International products. And this is how beautiful my product page looks. Gives you more information on each product that you see over here. So this is how the products look. If you want to learn more about nutritional products, you can click on the Learn More button here, see more about the nutritional products. And then if there's more you want to learn about the weight management system, you can do that as well, cosmetics, and so on and so forth. If there's any question, if there's anything you want us to tackle before moving on, do not hesitate to type it in the comments or raise your hand for us to unmute you to talk. It has been an amazing session. It has been a great learning process for everyone. And it looks like today we have tackled everything that we need to in the new VO. I made mention of the fact there's this button right here on the home page where you see or you get constant updates on your team members and how your team is going. So that as well is also here. You can click on view more to view more of things that are going on in your team. There's a lot more that you can do with the new VO. Scrolling down to the last button, I was saying that there's more here that you can, like the Max address, the phone number you need to contact Max International, PH support email, the Max lifestyle blog, frequently asked questions, contact us button, become a member. So if someone's new and they want to join Max, they can do that from the back office, and they can actually select an enroller for themselves from the back office with their information. They have their Max ID or their name, their email perhaps. So I think we've done most of the things for today. Thank you, Gideon, for joining us. Okay, so we have a comment from Mr. Chi. He says he's used the new VO a couple of times, and it's actually cool. He believes the improvements suggested would be looked into. Yes, like I said, the VO is a work in progress. We are doing constant updates based on suggestions that you have brought through to us. So yes, there'll be constant updates from time to time, just so that the new VO is good and ready for everybody to use. So there we have it. We are still taking questions and suggestions. So if you have any, please bring it forth. Do not hesitate to ask any question or bring any suggestion on board. It'll go a very long way in helping us making the new VO a very easy place to do or use. We've tackled most of the things that we need to tackle today. So we are close to ending this call. But if you have any question, if you have any suggestion, please feel free to put it on board, put it across. And I must say that we'll do like a step-by-step procedure for registration in the new VO in a picture form or in a written form, so that we can share this with our new associates, so that we don't have to go through the hassle of teaching them how to do registrations. We'll do an easy step-by-step procedure for all associates, so you can just forward that to new associates, and then they can follow the procedure step by step and do the registrations themselves. When that file is ready, we'll share with all associates on all platforms as well. We're still taking questions, we're still taking suggestions. Please feel free and let us know if you've used the new VO before and you've experienced or faced any challenges. You can just feel free to drop your challenges or your questions down below. We'll be very grateful to answer you or help you help you do that. If you're just joining us, this is the new VO, and it's a training that we just did. We wrapped up with everything that we need to talk about today. Hopefully, we'll be having this training again during the month or in the following month. Would relay information to you as and when we schedule a meeting like this. If there are no further questions, I'd like to call it a day. It has been great having you on the call since last week. It has been super great and super. It's been a learning process for everyone. So thank you so much for joining us. If no one has a question, if no one has a suggestion, I'd like to call it a day. Max, morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye-bye.